You know, a short story in Tommy's office was that I did visit his office, um, and in the waiting room he had a bulletin board, and he had 12 8.5 by 11 sketches of the same house on the same piece of property in 8 different positions. And every one of them was a gem. I would have taken any of them. But his whole trick was to take that house and not put it perpendicular to the street or parallel to the property. He said to tip it 15 degrees one way or the other. And he said you'd be amazed at what kind of landscape spaces occur all of a sudden. You got an angle thing here. You got a little recessed area. The driveway is no longer straight up and the walk straight up into the door. The driveway is curved and the entryway could be staggered. But he said the house, position of the house, front or back, gave you real opportunities for your landscape. I looked at those 8 drawings and I memorized them because I said, when I go back to San Diego, we were doing UCSD at the time, go back to San Diego, I'm going to meet with the architects and tell them about Tommy Church. Anyway, Church impressed me the most because it was most like what I would like to do. The Tommy Church book was used a lot by our students. For me, it was the ideal landscape concepts that I would like to use and did use a lot of the ideas of Thomas Church. Very soft curves and moundings and different elevations, and nothing really formal about it, just very natural in its approach. And we were fortunate to be able to see, I imagine, about 6 or maybe more of his garden in the Hillsborough area and Palo Alto. And Tommy took us to a couple of them himself. He met the class over there and showed us what he did. And those were very important meetings. I met him many years later as we were being interviewed at UCSD, and he still had his little visor that he wears when he's working and his little apron, and he looked great. I mean, you went back about 20, 30 years and found this gentleman, quiet gentleman who, with his little visor and his apron, and telling us about the landscape plans that were on the wall. Sensational opportunity for us students when we visited the gardens. He pointed out certain things that he wouldn't do again, but I think all of us would do that. We all make little mistakes. His mistakes didn't look like a mistake at all. They were well designed and well constructed. And I think in the 2 weeks that we had to look at various gardens, they weren't all his gardens, but the ones that we saw, I think, took a lot of that ideas and feelings back with us. Very important time.